Here's how you know a relationship is a good relationship for you. It makes you feel better about yourself, not worse. It makes you feel more loved. So if you are not getting those things, it's a relationship you can't be in.
Here is today's case.
My boyfriend, McKinley's lifestyle is getting in the way of our relationship, and I'm completely over it.
Look, let me be clear. I control my lifestyle. It does not control me.
I want to be married, I want kids, and I need to know if we are on the same page.
Tracy want to be a wife, but I need her to show me that she can be a wife.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, for the first time on Divorce Court, we have a virtual audience and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Mariana from Brookhaven, Mississippi.
Mariana, welcome to Divorce Court. We are so happy to have you with us.
Your Honor, this is the case of Nibo versus Warner.
Thank you, Juan. Tracy, Nibo.
Yes, ma'am.
You have brought Mr. William McKinley Warner
Yes, Your
to
Honor.
court today. The two of you have been in a relationship for 4 years.
Yes.
You are having a number of issues that you want to discuss here today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why don't we start from the beginning?
Well, Your Honor, I met McKinley about 4 years ago. I was just coming out of a relationship. I was engaged. It didn't work out, and then I met him. Things were great in the beginning. You know, it got rocky towards the second year. Trust issues, insecurities, and now we're here. It's a lot going on, so hopefully you can help us. Our biggest issue is boundaries, communication issues, lack of trust, and we just can't seem to get to the place where I want us to get to.
Should I call you Mr. McKinley, given that's your name on your chest today?
Yeah, you can call me McKinley.
Okay, well, I appreciate you wearing your name. I won't forget it when I refer to you, sir.
There you go.
So, Mr. McKinley, tell me what's going on, sir. What do you have to say in response to that?
I needed somebody else to kind of mediate this because she don't understand how hard it is to deal with her. If you see this thing, this is not an easy work. You know, she's a beautiful woman. She's well educated. So my task is very hard. So
what do you have to say about why do you think you're here today?
because you got a few issues. We're trying to decide if we're gonna either get married or stay business partners because we've moved along pretty fast throughout this relationship. So even though we were having problems, we were making progress in other areas. And now we got to figure out, are we gonna stay together or are we just gonna split up?
So it's been 4 years. What do you say has happened that has destroyed the trust?
He has a big issue with boundaries. I'm always find myself encountering and engaging with different women because he doesn't know how to set boundaries and set that line between friends and people who may be interested in him. I always see his phone going off over and over at random times of the night, and it's usually his friend. You know, I always find myself answering DM, just having to explain to them, this is a taken man. I'm not sure how he's engaging with you to where you guys feel like it's comfortable to talk all times of night or go out or whatever the case may be. But
So you take it upon yourself to communicate with them?
I take it upon myself to communicate with them when I feel that it's needed. When there's a line that's crossed and there's a boundary that's crossed, I have to step in because he won't.
Do you talk to him about that?
I do. I talk to him about boundaries all the time, but he feels like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not really, talking to them inappropriately, but that doesn't mean that they're not. And that's where my issue comes in.
And you submitted evidence of this to court?
I have. I've submitted
Okay, let me take a look
Exhibit
at
A
this.
through Z.
So this is a person who called and messaged how many times?
Several meaning 10 plus, maybe 15. We were having lunch and I noticed his phone kept going off. And I asked him who it was. I guess he said it was his friend. And it went off and it went off and then it dinged and then an email. And then, I just wanted to understand, why can't you pick up the phone and say, hey,
So why are you sending a message saying you're a clown for calling this many times, my love?
Because she was.
Do you think this woman is a clown for calling you this many times? Because you're not saying that she is.
First, we were on a break. This girl was who I was talking to while we were on a break.
Okay.
My stupid behind didn't erase all the messages from the break. And she read it, and then now I gotta answer all these questions. But I'd already told that girl, look, we ain't going nowhere. I'm about to go ahead and go back to my girl. I don't think we need to, you know, but the girl just didn't believe it because I guess she felt like she didn't want to take no for an answer, so she kept calling.
Your Honor, I submitted more evidence.
You're writing this?
I am writing this.
From one queen to another, stop calling and texting mine, please. He's not answering for a reason. I would appreciate it.
I feel like if he would have stepped in at that time, it would have been very simple and clear to just say, hey, you know, I'm with my woman, we've, you know, re-engaged or whatever the case may be, and I would appreciate if you stopped calling. What he did was absolutely nothing. He allowed me, it was like I was doing his job.
Well, why do you feel like you have to step in and do that if he's not doing it?
Because she don't have no boundaries. She always talking about setting boundaries. She don't got no boundaries. That's the problem. She wants me to do
Isn't
everything.
that the bigger issue? Because you should not be the one that's, if you believe that someone is contacting him inappropriately, that's something that he should be handling?
Right, I do feel like he should be handling it. But when these women reach out to me, when I get personal messages in my DMs,
that's not a personal message to you,
right?
Am I right?
I reached out afterwards, and when these women say things, if I go through his phone, which is fine, we go through each other's phones all the time, and I'm reading messages to him saying, "You want to fight me?" And you know, all these different things like that. That's when I have to step in and speak for myself.
What's going on?
That's why I had to put my hair in the ponytail so I can hear this a little better. We don't go through each other's phone. I tell her all the time, stay out of my phone. I got these are my friends. I got this under control. I've been doing this music stuff since 1995. She's just a little girl. Like, I know how to handle this business.
That's your friend, McKinley?
I know how to. No, I'm just we're talking about the women. We're talking about the women, period. You know, and she wants me to deal with these women a certain way. I'm an artist. I'm a producer. I got to kind of engage with people differently.
That was a different
And
type
so
of
I have to, this was different, but I had already handled it. You see what she wrote?
Let me
Why
see.
are you calling so much? If
go.
he's not answering, so obviously I'm not answering for a reason.
Well, let me read the message. Let me go get some money from McKinley. Okay, so she's being messy.
Very messy.
Okay, and then you say, Kay, make sure your guard up when you out. We all know you can't fight. And you say you want to fight me over McKinley. That's harsh.
Right.
And how did you handle the situation when someone is writing her saying, let me go get some money from McKinley, be right back?
First off, when the girl started engaging with her on DM, I said, why don't you do me a favor, stop engaging with her, because it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I came to her and I said, I was like, chill, stop. You're giving her attention that she wants.
That's what I was about to say. Because it sounds like that's exactly what's happening here. Let me go get some money from McKinley. You don't actually think he's giving her money, right?
No, I don't.
She know I'm not.
But
I'm giving her all my money.
Okay.
Money was coming up missing. I would have certain stacks, and I would go to him, and one of the stack would be 1,000, but after I counted, it's 900.
He had me take a lie detector test.
You went to a private agency and had her sit down.
Yes.
And strap up.
Strap up.
Yes,
And
and
take
answer
a lie detector.
different questions. Yes, I did.
So the two of you are based in Los Angeles for the most part?
Basically, yeah.
This is a lot. This is what happened here that really broke the trust in the relationship? What do you say happened?
I say boundaries, I say communication, his antics. You know, there's a lot of people in his house, he has a lot of friends, some money came up missing. I don't know why in the world.
Money was coming up missing.
Okay.
She's the only person I trust. She's the only person that knew where the money was. So money was starting to come. Like, I would have certain stacks, and I would go to him, and one of the stack would be 1,000, but after I counted, it's 900. Then I go to another stack. I knew that was 1,000, but it's 800. I'm like, hold on. Come to find out, I said, she was like, you don't believe? And, you know, I got some issues with her when it comes to money. I mean, I used to call her a gold digger when we first started together because I felt like that was her angle. But throughout the test of time, she showed that she was really on my side.
He had me take a lie detector test.
You went to a private agency and had her sit down.
Yes.
And strap up.
Strap up.
Yes, and
take
answer
a lie detector
different
test.
questions, a whole lot of barrage of questions. Yes, I did. You see her? You see all this stuff she got on that's me.
It doesn't matter.
You thought it was really that necessary to do that?
Yes, that's necessary. If I'm gonna be funding and blowing my money on you, I need to know what's going on.
So she passed the test.
She passed the test of, have you ever stolen any money or taken any money from McKinley that he did not know about? Was not a lie. Then the dude asked her, have you ever told McKinley you were somewhere and you were somewhere else? So she couldn't lie.
Yes.
She couldn't lie, so she said yes. I said, oh, boop. I said, okay. So the next day, I went and bought me a tracking device and slapped it on her car.
Oh, my goodness.
Another one of his antics that he feels is necessary.
Did you
in this
know he
type of
bought a tracking
relationship.
device and put
I
it in
did
your
not
car?
know, Your Honor. For months, I had no clue. I didn't understand why he kept popping up at the nail shop, at my friend's house. He would just come. things that I'll be saying in the car with my friends, just in the car riding.
I had another
How
device
does he
that actually
know
could hear what she was saying
about my communication? I feel like that is a complete invasion of privacy. I started to park my car in designated areas and have my friends come pick me up, and then we'll go.
Mr. McKinley, I have to say, I was on your side when we were talking about these text messages and her responding, because that's aggressive. But you went way past that after the lie detector test when you start tracking her unbeknownst to her and listening to her conversations in the car.
Yeah,
so the two of you just go one-up each other.
No, I didn't trust her. She was hanging around the
Before you were in the music industry, were
Yes.
you a crime scene investigator?
I should have been. I should have been. No, I wasn't, but I should have been, Your Honor, for real, seriously.
How can you be in love with someone that you have so little trust for?
That's a good question, because
And that's why
when
we're
it's
here.
good, it's good. For some reason, I just do not trust her, because she's lied to me on different occasions. She's done certain things with money.
Then you have your answer.
Yeah, and then too, I'm not the only one that does stuff for the cars. This girl went and put paint in front of my Mercedes, like took buckets of paint and put it right in front of each
sure
tire
did.
For
of
what
the Mercedes.
reason?
Yes, I did.
I don't know.
Your
she's
Honor, because
goofy.
he does not tell the truth. When I ask, this man feels like he does not need to explain himself when I ask him questions. So I put paint in front of his car, so when he leaves, I could just look at the floor and track where he goes, since he doesn't want to tell me.
Now, ain't that crazy?
Wow.
But you talking about my tracking device, and she just go get some bucket of paint.
So you wanna be the-
DC to go
I
buy
was
a
trying
tracking
to
device.
prove a point.
Hold on. Neither one of you can call each other crazy because you're both nuts. What is it that you do for a living, Miss Nibo?
I'm a mental health therapist.
I'm cool.
You guys have tried to work it out and catch each other all this time. It hasn't worked out for you. Now you're in front of me. So let me do my job.
He disappeared for 4 days.
Knowing the two of you, I'm sure you were able to track him down.
I sure did. I got on my fake Instagram page, and I was happened to look, and I saw that he was at our Vegas home. He had a chef who was cooking in a bodysuit and heels.
She had her chef apron on.
When?
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free, 1-877-311-2222, or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
Your Honor, he disappeared for 4 days.
What do you mean he disappeared? You couldn't follow the paint
No,
line?
because he got on a plane, and I couldn't put the paint on the plane tires. So, luckily, after the 4th day, I started to think something was wrong. I started to get worried.
Well, knowing the two of you, I'm sure you were able to track him down.
I sure did. I got on my fake Instagram page, and I happened to look at his page, and he was on live having the time of his life, talking to all his friends. He had friends in the background, and I saw that he was at our Vegas home. He did not call me to tell me, oh, I'm gonna be out of town. I had to book a flight.
Why did you call her and tell her?
I had to get away. But I got
Your
that
Honor,
house.
I submitted the videos
first off.
of what it looks like at the Vegas house. Mind you, we have conflict. I would think he'd be sad he hadn't talked to me, but this is what he was doing at the Vegas house. Just nasty.
Wow. I'm looking at the real video, the raw footage,
Oh, I got all the good parts blurred out.
because we can only show the censored version in court because of the number of naked body parts. It looks like a 1992 rap video. Why are you doing this?
Usually she's with me. And she want to act like this is something abnormal. Me and her turn up. Me and her be at the strip club. She be throwing money too. You know what I mean? She throws my money too. I don't even know why she acting like this is something abnormal.
The difference in this situation is she wasn't with you. Not only was she not with you, she did not know where you were.
We had
That's the problem.
Your Honor, we had a real bad
It is
fight.
cutting her off, and then she sees videos of all these naked women dancing and partying in your house in Vegas.
She knew exactly where I was.
No, I didn't.
Let me tell you how I knew she knew where I was. She popped up.
I sure
She
did.
got on the plane, popped up, flew to Vegas, and when she walked into I opened the door, let her straight on in. I'm not doing anything. I know how to handle my
He
stuff
had
in
a
these
chef
situations.
who was cooking in a bodysuit and heels. That's what I walked into.
But she had her.
It's
she
my
had her-
friend.
She had her chef apron on.
When? The boundaries is you
Miss
could have
Nibo.
told the chef this is inappropriate
Well-
for you to be skin tight cooking the lamb chops in the kitchen.
Wow, there's so much to unpack here between the two of you.
Oh yeah, we just started suitcase.
After
just
this
getting
case, I'm coming to lay on your couch.
Yeah,
Please
please.
do.
How do you get in his phone so much?
Your Honor, we're gone a lot. So I decided for safety, I would put cameras around my home.
Oh, for safety reasons.
For safety reasons, I put cameras around my home. I said maybe the maintenance may go into the bathroom and take a shower. I don't want them to take a shower, so I put a camera in the bathroom. And so I was also able to see McKinley in his phone in the bathroom. And so I was able to get access.
And then she wondered why I don't want to spend the night over her house.
Did you know there were cameras in the bathroom?
No, I didn't know there was cameras in the house. Come on, I wouldn't even
I also
allow
didn't
that.
know there was a tracker on my car.
Wow, wow, wow. This is kind of scary.
I learned from the best.
This is, you know what? Because here's what happened. The lie detector test in the very beginning of the relationship, boy, did that open Pandora's box.
It did.
And the two of you are going out of your way to one up the other.
Exactly.
In how you can watch, track, follow, and monitor the other person. And it's gotten to the point where you've really degraded yourself in this relationship because you've stooped to levels that you know you shouldn't be at.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know this, Miss Nibo.
I agree, Your Honor, I agree. You know, I've tried everything. I've tried communication. I've tried counseling. I got a counselor. I paid for her just so we can mitigate our issues and get them out in the open in front of someone.
How many times did you go to counseling?
We went to counseling 2 times before he said, I don't like her.
Well, because the frustration and the stress between the two of you outweighs whatever benefits you see that this relationship has. Outweighs it by far.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to step back and see the bigger picture, because if you actually created some distance and you look at the way that the harmful behavior that the two of you are engaging in with each other, you'd see what's happening here.
And Your Honor, that's
I mean,
my
this
argument.
is beyond.
That's my argument to her. That's why I always leave.
Dysfunctional.
That's why I always leave. That's why I go to the Vegas house, to get a little time away. And then what she do, she rushes over there.
Mr. Warner,
Mess up the whole
Mr.
atmosphere.
McKinley,
Answer.
you're not just getting time away, sir. You're inviting everybody over.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna turn up.
Let's just stop pointing
to
the
turn
finger
down.
at the other
No.
person. We're gonna stop pointing the finger at the other person, because I don't know, based on everything I've heard today, who's the worst. We're talking cameras, lie detectors, paint tracking, devices in the car, listening devices. Not only is it problematic, but it's also illegal, what the two of you are doing. You cannot put cameras in your bathroom without people knowing about it.
No, throughout the whole house.
There's a camera in my house. Now you know.
Okay.
People are allowed to have cameras in their house, but there is a reasonable expectation of privacy when people go to the bathroom.
And I'm still tracking you, so now you know.
The two of you cannot stay in a relationship where you continue to engage in this level of harmful behavior.
Yeah.
And if either one of you decide you don't want to do it, which is get professional help, you got to go your separate ways.
Yeah.
Because this is unsustainable, unreasonable, untenable, and unhealthy.
Your Honor, can you order him to go to counseling?
I cannot
with
order
me?
him. I cannot order him to go to counseling, and even if I could, I would not. You know why? Because people don't change because they're forced to. They change because they want to.
Exactly.
But I love him at the same time, and I still hope for the best for him.
As much as he needs to go, you need to go as well. Because
do.
guess what? You have the education, the background, and experience to know better.
I do.
Just by virtue, by what you do for a living, there's a higher bar for
Yeah.
you. You cannot allow yourself to get swept up into this crazy, nonsensical behavior. Maybe the two of you get some professional help and you start taking the high road and the other one will follow, because the opposite has happened.
Yeah.
And you've been in a tailspin. That's my advice to both of you. Whatever you thought was fun, cool, exciting in the beginning of the relationship, you got to put all that to the side now. Because it's turned into this. It's not sustainable. And it will end really badly if the two of you don't stop.
Yeah.
Good luck to both of you.
When Judge Faith said we need to get out of the honeymoon phase, I agree. We've been in this phase for about 3 or 4 years now, and we haven't showed any growth. We haven't showed any progression. So I agree with everything that she said. I think we need counseling, and I think we need to figure out our problems.
I kind of felt she was right, but at this point, we got to figure it out, because we got a lot of things going on. It's a whole lot of time we spend, a whole lot of money we're spending, so we're gonna have to figure it out, get our trust issues together.
We have to learn how to communicate our issues. I feel like that's the foundation. That's where we need to start. We need to better our communication. And then you need to allow me to show you that you can trust me.